Hello, namaste to all. I Sangeeta Bhatta. Welcome you all to Divine Healing Channel. And today I'll be talking about food. Yes, you heard me right, food. No, I'm not going to share any recipes right now. Of course, food is my passion and I love cooking and feeding people. So I think very soon, I'll be sharing my recipes with you. And I make really delicious food. So yeah. But as I have make video about water and how we can energize a simple water, and I have also shared different techniques and ways through which you can energize any simple water you can convert into Amrit. Same way, we can convert our food into higher vibration energy or prasad. Before I teach you how we can energize food, I would like to share something with you, and I think you guys will better understand. So as the reason, maybe I will have to make another video for the ways and techniques to energize food, and in this video I'm going to explain why we have to energize food and what difference does it make when we energize food. So as I'm an Indian and Hindu, like in our Indian culture, when we go to temple, of course, as the water is called Amrit, we take that water. Same way, we take food, right? And the food which we take is known as prasad, right? So, what is prasad? And why it's called prasad? Of course, it's because it's in the temple, higher vibrations and energy, the way the temple is built. Of course, there is a lot of idols of god, goddesses, there is a lot of chanting going around in the temple. That's the one reason. But still, people who do not know what is prasad, I would like to explain them that what is prasad. A devotional offering to the god, typically consisting of food, and then it's offered to the devotees who come to the temple. That's called prasad. And food is also offered to God. It's also known as bhog also, and that's bhog is like typically when you go to temple, prasad is the one which they offer on daily basis, like it's consists of fruits and milk, that's all. But bhog is also known as prasad, where people go to temple, and they consume that food, is also known as prasad. So what does it mean when we say that the food is offered to God? So the food which is prepared in the mandir, what does it mean that when the food is prepared in the mandir and the thoughts which goes in the food, that is very important. And so the food which is made in temple, like this made with higher energy and vibrations. And when we offer any bhog or any prasad to God or the deities, we make sure the food is good. I'll give an example. Like we are not going to offer rotten fruits like rotten banana or rotten apple or something which is not good. Also, we make sure that we offer only sattvic food to God as a prasad and a bhog, not even tamasic. When we offer a prasad or bhog to God, we even do not use onion and garlic since they are tamasic. So that's what it means, is called sattvic food. And then when we say that we offer this prasad or this bhog to God, and what does it mean, like offering to God? So the God is not going to come and eat the food, it's the body who eats the food, right? And one word we use for God is Paramatma. Paramatma. And what does it mean by Paramatma? He is a soul. That's what it means. So to eat food, one need a body. So what is the feeling behind it, right? So the feeling is that the food is surrendered to God, and it will be offered only when the food is of high quality with higher energetic vibration. And I will, make it very simple to make you understand that if a guest comes at our home, right? Anybody. Supposing you have invited somebody at your place for dinner, right? And in that family there are so many people along with some children, and in that family there are certain children who do not eat certain food, right? And you know that so well that you will make some. So don't you think that you will prepare or make something for the children what they like to eat, so they can also enjoy the food? And supposing the family comes over, and from that 1 or 2 person is having a diabetes, right? So they cannot eat sweets. So when they sit down for dinner on the dinner table, the family member will say, please do not serve them sweets, they are diabetic. So you will respect them and you won't serve them sweets. So that's what it means, that even though when a guest come over, we make sure that we make nice the food which they like, the food which they enjoy, not the regular food what we are preparing on every single day, right? Even though even for the children we make sure, okay, they like certain items, so we'll make them. So for the adults we know, okay, that they like certain items, so we'll make them. So this is what it means when we say higher quality food, higher vibration. That's what it means when we offer to God. That's the whole thought behind that. When we offer a food to God as a prasad or bhog, it has to be of higher quality and higher vibrations. Basically, we'll offer the food based on that person's requirement and person taste, right? And here we are talking about offering the food as a prasad and bhog to the God and the deities. And this God and deities, they are at the highest level. The vibrations, the energy, frequency is so high. So don't you think the food which we offer to God and deities also has to be with the higher vibrations and energy? Since it states that God is an ocean of purity and deities are an embodiment of purity. And that is the reason most of the time in prasad, fruits and milk are mostly offered. Why? Because they are at higher frequency and you do not have to cook them. Also, the another reason why we offer food, it's because it's fresh. And second reason, if we offer a prasad or bhog to God, it has to be sattvic. I'll give an example, like during Navratri time. Navratri is a festival of the goddesses Ma Durga, and for 9 days, of course for 9 days we do prayers and we do so many other rituals also. So when we prepare a prasad or a bhog during this Navratri, right, it is sattvic. And we also make sure, even though we are cooking home, we also make sure that we do not use onion or garlic. So we make the best and very good food to offer as a bhog and prasad. So when we make food during Janmashtami also for Lord Krishna and we offer prasad or a bhog, we make sure that we make the best food for Lord Krishna and it is sattvic too. Because we do not even use onion and garlic during this time. Sattvika we only do not need in food, but while cooking that food, the thoughts created at that time has to be also sattvic. Because in our India or in my culture it says Jaisa Man Vaisa An. So I'm going to translate what it means. Because as it is food, so will be the mind. And another thing is Jaisa An Vaisa Man. And so the meaning to is, and as is the mind, so will be the food, right? And so the food has its energy, field and vibration, and so the person who is preparing the food is also surrounded with the energy and vibrations. So while preparing the food, the person who is preparing the food is the person's energy and vibration is also going to get influence and going to go into the food and the water where the person is prepared. So while preparing the food, the energy field of the one preparing the food is also influencing the food and water, and the food gets prepared accordingly. And then next we'll offer this food as a prasad or bhog to the God and deities. It means we will remember God as we'll offer this food to God and deities. And then the food comes in our plate. And at that time, food influences our mind. Yes, you heard me right. Food influences our mind and our soul too. That means the whole food goes through process, right? It says that if we offer this food and water to God, and it will get converted into Amrit and Prasad. It goes a long way in healing your aura. Because when we eat or drink, what goes inside is not just the nutrients and vitamins. Its energy field became a part of our system too. So when water became Amrit, it is highly energized, right? And the food became prasad and bhog, it is also highly energized. And so it is going to become a high energy in the body and soul too, okay? And so when we are preparing a food for a God as a prasad or a bhog, we constantly chant or remember God, right? And that's the thoughts what we have created, and that's going to go into the food, and it is of course going to create a higher vibration energy. So when we prepare food in temple, and like of course we offer to God as a bhog and prasad, so like we are constantly chanting God's name. But do you think the same way we are cooking food at home? When we cook food, think about it, so many thoughts comes to our mind and so many thoughts are traveling in our food. Just if you want to do an experiment, just do an experiment. Like if you're cooking, supposing you're cooking a breakfast in the morning, just be cautious, and when you cook, you just try to concentrate on your thoughts. What thoughts are coming to your mind? Because the thoughts, what are coming to your mind, you're putting that into the food, and that's what your food is going to become. And then think about it, your family is going to eat that food, right? So what's their vibrations and energy is going to be? So we have to remember that when we charge this food, it becomes a higher energy vibrations food, right? So that's what we always have to remember while we are cooking food at home. So one has to do an experiment with the water, food, fruits, and also when you take medicine. Yes, you heard me right. Even when you take medicine, at that time also you have to be very careful what thoughts you are creating or what thoughts are coming to your mind, because that is going to affect your body. Because when people are taking medicines, first thought that comes to them is, like, I'm taking this medicine so long and I'm not getting any result. Am I going to get healed? Am I going to get better? Like, what's the point of taking this medicine? Now think about it, that this thought you have created and then you're taking this medicine. The medicine is supposed to heal your body, supposed to heal your illness and disease. Do you think that with this thought your body or your illness or your disease will be cured? No, it's going to get worse. That's the reason even when you take medicine, we have to be very cautious. So what you can do, you can take a medicine in your palm before taking, and just like create a thought that this medicine which I'm taking for, supposing you have heart disease, right, which I'm taking for my heart, it's helping my heart is strong and absolutely fine, and this medicine is going to cure my heart soon. With this thought, when you take this medicine, in few days, only in few days, you will see the result that your heart is working perfectly fine and your heart is stronger than ever before. So we have to be even very careful when we take medicine. Also in India, there are so many different communities. I heard that they just say not to eat outside in restaurant. Why they say so? Because the thoughts of the person or the chef who is cooking the food is going and traveling into the food. And I will give an example and to explain you more. Supposing you went in a restaurant, and in that restaurant the chef got a call from his family that someone is sick in his family, right? And the chef asked the owner of that restaurant that he needs a leave just for a few days because his family is not doing well, right? And the owner said, no, you cannot go at this time. Maybe it's a time of Christmas or maybe Diwali. So the owner said, no, you cannot go right now, maybe after a month. So just think about it, that the chef who is preparing the food, first someone is sick in his family, or right, secondly the owner didn't give the permission. So now think what that chef must be going through while he's preparing the food, right? What thoughts must be going in his head? He must be angry, he must be frustrated, he must be having a fear, and all these things are traveling in the food, and that food you're eating. That's the only reason people in different communities say you not to eat outside. Same way when we prepare food at home, right? I was just giving simple example. Supposing your husband is a businessman and he has often he has to go to meetings often so many times, like so many days a week, and most of the time he even do not eat home, right? And you have start preparing the food, right? And you have a thought, okay, I don't know, I'm preparing this food, but I don't know if my husband is going to eat food today or not, and again so much food is going to be left out, and then tomorrow I will have to give it to my homemade, and we are going to waste so much of food. So like when you're preparing the food and you're putting all these thoughts into the food, think about it, that you are going to eat that food, right? And even if your husband was not going to go, but you have created thought, and thought is energy and vibration, so you already sent out that thought in the universe, and so Of course, maybe he was quite planning to come, but maybe, like because you have created a thought, he might have to go to the meeting. Supposing if your kids are, of course nowadays, like young kids, of course they love eating pizzas and fast food all the time, and sometimes they need a reason not to eat home. So if your kids, do not like to eat, and then again, you're preparing food and you say, oh my God, I make food yesterday and my kid didn't eat the food and they wasted my food. So what again if today they order food from outside and my food is going to get with. So all the thoughts, what we are creating is going into the food, and then we expect that to eat that food and remain at the higher energy and vibration, which is not going to happen. Also, supposing your kid has an examinations or kid had a test, right? And in the morning you're preparing a milk or a breakfast for a kid, and then again as a mother, during examination of the test, kids only do not get anxiety, but a parent, especially the mothers, get anxiety too. And in the morning they wake up and they start making the milk and the breakfast for the kids, and they have a thought, oh my God, my kid didn't sleep yesterday night, I don't know how or what's going to happen to him or her, how he or she is going to do well in how he or she is going to do in her test or his test. I don't know what the future is going to be, I don't know. So all these thoughts, and we are stirring the milk, and we are also stirring these thoughts, right? Along with the milk, we are stirring the thoughts. Now think about it. We stir the milk and we give this milk and the breakfast to our kids. Think what's their energy, what's their vibration is going to be. So all these things, all we have to be very cautious, and we have to be very, very careful while preparing food, because whatever the thought comes in our head travels in the food, and it travels very fast. Also, people who are working in the office, right, and they have a habit of going and grabbing some coffee or tea from the vending machine, right? So now think, just right now since I'm saying, just think about it, that you went to a vending machine to get a tea or a coffee. So the vending machine which is there, what vibrations or energy it is going to carry? Of course, it is going to carry the energy and the vibrations of the office, the surroundings, right? So we grab a cup, we take a coffee or a tea and we drink it. Now what we are drinking is not just a cup of coffee or a tea, but the vibrations and the energy which was surrounded around the vending machine, right? So we have to be very, very mindful even when we drink water or tea or coffee or we eat outside. So when you go outside or have tea, coffee, food, what you just you have to create a thought. Just create a thought or pray together, oh God and angels, to whichever God you believe into, that please send your higher healing energy vibration into this tea or coffee or water or food, and convert into his higher energy vibrations, food, coffee or water. This is a simple one technique which you can use, and you will see the difference. Even when you're preparing food for your kids during examinations, just create a thought that, oh God, to whichever God you believe into, that God, I pray to you to send your healing energy into this food which I'm preparing for my kids, and make it into higher energy vibrations food. So we have to be very, very careful while preparing food. Like as I have talked about how we can make a simple water into higher energetic water, same way what we eat, that's how we become. Also first, in older days people used to get fruits from the tree and they would eat, they wouldn't wash them. But then after some time the trend came that they have to wash the fruits and then eat. So it's a habit. Like if you get a fruit from somewhere, of course we are going to wash and then eat. So because why? Because we have formed a habit. Same way while we cook food, while we eat food, if we make this one simple habit of praying or remembers God, and then eat, and like remembering God and offer that food to God and convert them into a prasad and then eat, you will see the difference it makes in your body and your soul. In my next video, I'll be sharing you the techniques and different ways which you can use while cooking your food, and it will convert your food into higher vibration energy. Also, I will be sharing you some few tips before you start eating your food and convert that food into higher vibration energy. I hope you like this video, and thank you all of you who has subscribed to my channel. Thank you all of you for who has shared my video to their friends and family. And if you are new to my channel, do subscribe to my channel and do turn on the notifications button so that when we upload new videos, you guys will be notified. Also, I wanted to say thanks to my team who is working behind the scene. I mean, they are working really hard. Thank you guys, thank you so much, and making sure every week you guys can see my new videos. I wanted to say thanks to all who always put down nice comments on my videos. Also, they share the comments through my WhatsApp, through Facebook and Instagram. Also, some people do call me. So thank you so much guys for your love and support. Also, we have shared a link of my email ID. So for angel card reading, for angel reading, for family healing, for personal healing, or for any other issues, if you have relationship issues, if you have business issues, if you have finance issues, you can definitely contact me through my email ID. Definitely, I would love to help you guys. So till next time, I Sangeeta Patel take your leave. Till next time, you guys be happy, keep smiling, and you be positive. So namaste with lots of love, light and angels blessing from me.